Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Ash, and today I'm going to be talking about how to choose the right travel gear for your first solo trip or adventure overseas. I'm going to actually talk to you a little bit about great travel clothing and footwear that you want to pack and include for your trip. Now, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this section because honestly, what you pack from a clothing perspective is going to really depend on where you're traveling and the type of season and whether you're expecting to get. So what I often like to do, regardless of where I travel, is pack a whole range of different types of clothing. And so I have versatility. I can mix and match. And even if I'm going to like a hot summer destination, I'll often always pack like my trusted puff jacket because most of the time it's really squishy and it can pack into small spaces, doesn't take up a ton of space in your backpack. And honestly, guys, you will be surprised how often you go to a summer destination and when you arrive, the weather isn't what you expect at all. It might be rainy, it might be cold, or even like me when I was camping in Africa, I expected it to always be hot. But then it was that case during the day, but then at night, the temperatures would plummet and it would get so cold in certain places that having that puff jacket there and like some beanies and different things, they literally came to my rescue and I was very grateful to have them. So whether you're going to a cold destination or a hot destination, make sure that you pack a diverse range of clothes. Unless, sometimes guys can get away with wearing the same outfit every day, but I know for us girls, we often like a little bit more choice. So I think it comes down to just being smart about the place you're going to and then making sure that you kind of pack for both instances. But obviously the great thing if you're going to a summer destination is a lot of the types of clothes that you pack are going to be a lot lighter and a lot thinner and they'll take up a lot less space. Whereas when you do go to that winter destination, often you do need sort of your heavier jumpers, maybe some hoodies or maybe like your puff jacket and tracksuit pants, trackies, or, bulkier items, and they can tend to take up a lot more space. So I often find it's when I'm going to summer destinations, I'll have more choice in terms of the stuff I pack. And then when I'm going to a winter destination, I might have to kind of reduce the diversity I have, but have my main staples in there that I can regularly wear during those cold days. Something else as well, guys, like I don't know about you, but I actually love, like my main staple clothing that I wear on all of my trips is exercise gear. Like I just find when I'm walking 20,000 steps a day, it just makes so much sense for me just to have kind of like black colored exercise gear. And realistically, that's almost what I wear day in, day out, unless I'm in like a certain destination, like a Muslim country, where I'll kind of opt for more flowy gear rather than tight fitting. But I find exercise gear to be so much more comfortable for me when I'm traveling, because often I tend to go for a walk or run in the morning. And if I'm doing a lot of sightseeing and walking around, I just find it more comfortable, to be honest. But yeah, I don't know about you guys. Like, I'm curious to hear what you think. But whenever I've shopped at some of those stores, like the outdoorsy travel stores, like Kathmandu or Macpac or some of those, I just find that a lot of the travel gear they have is either one, really expensive, or two, it's really frumpy for women and it doesn't look good. Like it makes me look like a rectangle because I've got a boob and bum. I look like a frumpy rectangle and I don't know what it is, but I swear, like, guys, you need to lift your game because a lot of your stuff is really unflattering for women, or in my opinion. So yeah, I just find exercise gear is a lot better for me anyway. But obviously there are situations where you might want to have a really certain type of material or technology that's going to be, moisture wicking, or maybe it's like a light material that's really warm, like a fleece or a wool, or, there's sometimes what I do love about Kathmandu is some of their clothing is focused on like having a sustainability focus, and also are made of like really good quality materials and like real, like real authentic materials, not like your fake, cheap, nasty stuff. So yeah, they've got that advantage in that space. But yeah, I think it really just comes down to personal choice in terms of what you like to wear, what are you going to be comfortable in, and if you want to take some Instagram photos or TikTok photos or whatever you want to do, maybe pack a couple of outfits that make you feel special or that you'd be, feel good going out in, because you never know when you might get caught out in that situation. Next up, it's really important to invest in a good pair of runners or hiking shoes. Sometimes, like my big 1 year trip, I actually had both, I think. Did I have both? Or actually, no, I had a combination, like an in-between shoe. So it was something that was light enough to go running if I wanted to go running, but it was durable enough and had a thick enough sole that when I did hiking trips, it was fine in that sort of application as well. So that helped me to save space in my baggage rather than having two different types of shoes. So that can be a really good option, but I do know of other people who just pack hiking shoes. So if you're not a big exercise person or you're not huge into fitness, then just getting a really good pair of quality hiking shoes can be a really good way to go. Alternatively, another thing to consider, I think I mentioned it in one of my other videos, but thongs or sandals are a really good one to pack as well. So you've got your extreme of like your heavy, bulkier shoes, your runners, your hiking boots, but then you've got something you can just slip on when you want to just like casually walk around, or you're going to the beach, or you need to have a shower and you want to wear thongs in the shower so you don't get feet fungus or like tinea. Then get your thongs, make sure they're packed in there. And then often what I'll do is I'll pack one or two other pairs. So I might have my runners, I'll have my thongs, and then I might have like one pair of shoes that I can wear out, like a boot or just like a ballet shoe or something like that I could wear out and about. And then maybe I'll have one other casual pair of shoes that I can wear. So the main thing is shoes take up a ton of space. So do keep that in mind when you're packing, is try and keep your selection of shoes to a minimum. High heels are probably not required, but again, it depends where you're traveling. So pack to suit your needs and what you're going to be doing as part of your trip. The other piece of clothing which I suggest you guys think about is accessories. So I don't mean accessories like jewelry. To be honest, if you've got expensive jewelry, I'd always leave that at home rather than taking it with you traveling, because it can be pretty shit if people see you wearing expensive jewelry and then they stop you and they steal it from you, or they mug you or whatever, they like threaten you because they want the jewelry. And then you lose maybe some of your best pieces or the ones that are sentimental to you. So 100%, maybe engagement rings and different things like that are different, or like things like that are different. But general, just jewelry, necklaces, earrings, I would leave your expensive stuff at home. But when it comes to other accessories like having a hat or a beanie or a scarf, the sunglasses, sun protection, all that stuff is really, really important. And I highly recommend, regardless of where you're going, you might want to pack one of those at least. Especially a scarf. A scarf can be really, really handy because you can use a scarf not only to wear it as like for its function as a scarf, but also you can use it as like a blanket on an airplane or like a shawl. If you're cold while you're out and about and maybe don't have a big jacket. Scarves can come in really, really handy for a lot of different uses. So definitely consider that one. That can be a really good piece of clothing to pack and use in lots of different applications. Cool, so that's all I wanted to talk about in this video. So we talked about some of the important considerations to think about when you're choosing the travel gear for your trip, especially when it's your first solo trip overseas. I hope you found value in the video. If you did, please make sure to thumbs up the video below. Also leave any comments. If you have any questions or anything, I'll try and do my best to answer them. You can always subscribe to our channel for more tips and advice on travel gear. And I really hope that I can continue to hold your hand throughout this journey, and I definitely look forward to seeing you in the next video. All right, see you guys.